Tunnels, caves, and empty wells, they seem harmless until you step inside.
Anything?
What the?
Old secrets, blood-curdling encounters, and things that were never meant to be found. These places were abandoned for a reason, and this video will show you exactly why. This cave in Uttar Pradesh, India, held a secret no one expected. A group of explorers entered at night, thinking it would be empty. But deep inside, they stumbled on something shocking. A girl was crawling like a snake, her tongue flicking strangely. One of the explorers recognized her. She had gone missing months ago. Her family had searched everywhere, even calling the police, but she had never been found. Some say she was possessed, mimicking a spirit. Others think the long time alone in darkness changed her. Either way, the mystery remains until further investigations. Ratman. Rumors about a strange figure hiding under the city led a journalist to take a risky step. In Westerville, Ohio, reporter Holly Marciano and her cameraman entered the storm drains to investigate stories about a mysterious being locals called the Ratman. The two carefully filmed their way through the underground passage. Then, the camera captured something disturbing. Sitting on the ground ahead was a completely dark figure. She moved closer, trying to ask what it was. But just as she approached, the recording suddenly cut off. No one knows if she managed to get out safely.
Did you say Ratman? Are you the Ratman, Bill? Okay.
Unknown being. You know how urban explorers always talk about weird things happening in tunnels? Well, 3 students in Los Angeles found out the hard way. They went into the dark sewers just to explore and film the place. At first, it seemed empty and dark, but when one of them turned on a light, a whitish figure with wide eyes was standing right behind him.
Anything?
What the?
That sight was enough to realize what wrong move they had made, and the group immediately left. To this day, no one knows what it was, maybe a nun or jinn, but those eyes were something the students say they'll never forget. Shadowed figure. One night, a man heard strange noises coming from a dark tunnel near his house and assumed it might be a homeless person who needed help. Concerned, he walked, but within seconds, something changed. As he turned around, a tall, shadowy shape appeared in front of him that hadn't been there moments earlier. Shocked by the sudden presence, he ran out for his life. Rake? Ghost? No one knows. But the video became even more disturbing afterward. A few weeks later, the man reportedly passed away in a strange incident. Later, an investigation team even visited the same location but found nothing unusual inside the tunnel. It seemed like the encounter had left a curse behind. White creature. A school documentary project on old tunnels turned into a nightmare for these teenagers. With only torches, they entered the tunnel, and a white creature suddenly appeared, making them realize they had made a wrong move. They ran, but curiosity drew them back, thinking maybe someone was playing a prank in costume. What they saw next left no doubt it was real. This time with strange, scary voices echoing through the tunnel. They barely escaped, and authorities immediately closed the tunnel to the public. People are still debating whether it was a prank or a cryptid from urban legend. The mystery continues to haunt the area.
Oh my gosh, dude. No.
I hope. Let's go.
Ghostly guardian. Researchers entered an old mining tunnel in Japan after reports of a strange discovery inside. At first, they focused on the abandoned mining area, but during their exploration, the camera captured something far more unsettling. A faint, transparent figure shaped like a man appeared near the tunnel wall. And then slowly passed straight through the solid rock as if it wasn't even there. The figure moved calmly, almost like it was patrolling the tunnel. Nitizen called it a guardian of the old mine. Interestingly, miners who once worked in the tunnel had long reported strange difficulties, underground tools going missing, equipment failing, and the constant feeling that someone else was nearby. Maybe whatever once patrolled, this tunnel never truly left. Rake territory. A film crew was searching for a tunnel to shoot a few shots of their upcoming horror movie. The moment they entered, something else was already there. Deep inside the tunnel, they spotted a terrifying creature, all white, standing on all fours resembling a rake. It stayed there for a while, then vanished into the ground as if there was some kind of invisible hole there. That creepy appearance made the team leave in panic. The next day, hoping to continue filming, they checked another nearby tunnel, but that too turned into a nightmare. Just as they reached the entrance, a strange figure started walking toward them. The video was so blurry that true identity remained a mystery, but it just proved how these tunnels are home to cryptid beings. Sewer demon. Veracruz is known for strange sightings, but this one takes it to another level. One night, a woman went for a walk and noticed a sewer hole. Curious, she leaned in and called out, thinking someone might need help. What looked back at her wasn't human. A black creature with all white eyes stared up.
No!
Terrified, she ran and even dropped her phone, ending the recording. When police arrived the next day, the sewer hole was empty. The town watched the video, and many said it could be the Dover demon, a shadowy presence first seen in 1971. Now, people live in fear, unsure what its return might mean. Goatman sighting. This adventurer never imagined that exploring hidden mountain areas would uncover a secret the world wasn't ready for. Just as he approached a cave, a dark being could be seen walking toward the entrance. At first, he thought it might be a djinn, but when he focused, reality hit hard. It had horns and the body of a goat, but walked like a human. It was the infamous Goat Man. Calmly, it disappeared into the cave, but old stories suddenly made sense. Shocked and cautious, the man never revealed the exact location, wanting to keep the creature safe from the world. Cerberus Cave. Washington, D.C. has always been full of secrets and strange stories, but this sighting really caught everyone's attention. A research team was working in a remote area when they noticed a dog coming out of a cave. At first, it seemed normal, but then they saw it had 3 faces. It wasn't a genetic anomaly. This was Cerberus, the legendary guardian from Greek mythology meant to protect the underworld. The team stopped all work immediately, and no one dared enter the site again. Glowing eyes. While cleaning a hotel room, a sweeper noticed something strange on the floor, a section that looked like a hidden lid. When he lifted it, he discovered a concealed tunnel beneath.
What? This a smuggling tunnel? What is this?
Inside, a dark figure with glowing eyes suddenly rose, making him drop the camera. Shocked, he stepped back, unsure what he had just uncovered. Later investigations revealed the hotel had a haunted history, and the spirit trapped in that secret tunnel may have been released. Cave Jinn. While on a routine patrol, Army officers entered an abandoned cave-side area. As they moved through the ruins, their flashlights suddenly caught a creepy figure peeking at them. They rushed toward it, but no matter how hard they searched, there was nothing there. The sudden disappearance made them pause, and it slowly dawned on them what they were dealing with. A djinn. The site had been abandoned for years, and whatever lived there didn't want visitors. Haunted Mine. A team of explorers entered the old Horton mine, curious about its abandoned tunnels. The moment they stepped inside, they noticed water flowing through the tunnel, footprints in the mud, and chains hanging from the ceiling. The further they went, the creepier it became. The water grew deeper, the tunnel more dilapidated, and one chain began swinging on its own. Shadows seemed to shift in the corners, making them uneasy.
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not.
They quickly realized this mine wasn't just old and wet, it had a presence. Deciding it wasn't worth the risk, the explorers stepped back toward the entrance, leaving the haunted Horton mine untouched.
And obviously something is making the chains swing, so time to get the hell out of here.
Reptilian cave. A group of tourists was exploring a cave when something terrifying happened. They heard footsteps and strange voices echoing from inside, so they aimed their camera toward the sound. Within seconds, a creature appeared, a lizard-like face, long arms, moving slowly toward them. The tourists froze as it stared back. Then the creature suddenly retreated into the shadows of the cave. Since that day, the cave has gained a reputation as the home of a reptilian creature. Maybe it was a rare species hiding from humans, or something even more mysterious lurking in the darkness. Dogman sighting. The villagers had grown tired of the strange disappearances near their forest, so one night they decided to take matters into their own hands. Armed with flashlights and cameras, they ventured into the woods, and that's when they saw it. A hairy figure with glowing eyes stood perfectly still, watching them. Its face looked like a dog's, but its body was tall and humanoid. Panic set in as they realized it was likely the Dogman, the giant wolf-like creature from old legends. That night, they couldn't get rid of it, but they knew the stories were real. Cursed tunnel. Some college students were hanging out in the street when one of them peeked into a nearby closed tunnel. There was a hole through which he saw a dark figure with glowing eyes that suddenly ran to him. He quickly backed off, but that moment explained why the tunnel had always been shut. Locals say it was cursed after a man practiced black magic there, and his trapped soul still lures anyone who gets close. Things didn't end there. Later, another man entered the tunnel to see the reality for himself. What he saw was glowing eyes and screams. He never made it out. Only a search team's camera recovered this mobile footage from the tunnel, and after that, the tunnel was sealed again.
Hello?
Chulachaki encounter. A local guide walking through the Peruvian Amazon had no idea he was being watched. Near a cave entrance, he spotted something sitting. It had strong back legs, a long tail, and a snout like a wild dog. The man kept recording and recognized it immediately. It was the Chulachaqui. Legends say this creature has roamed the jungle for centuries. It can mimic human voices to lure hunters deeper into the forest, and groups of them guard hidden valleys and ancient ruins. Watching this footage, it's hard not to wonder if some of these Amazon legends are real. Ghost child. This tourist was wandering near the old Inunaki Tunnel, a notoriously haunted site abandoned since 1949. The entrance was half-sealed with concrete barriers, but something caught his eye. Sitting calmly above the barriers was a child in a white dress, staring straight into the dark tunnel. He called out, but there was no response. That's when it hit him. This was not a living child, but one of the spirits that made the tunnel infamous. The ghostly figure stayed there, leaving the tourist shaken and adding another eerie chapter to the tunnel's dark reputation. Red balloon. A dark tunnel in the neighborhood became the focus of fear after several children suddenly went missing nearby. Then, a police officer arrived to investigate and walked inside while a camera kept recording. As he moved deeper, he noticed a figure covered in all white standing ahead in the darkness.
Stand fully. What the heck is that?
At first, the officer thought he had found the person behind the disappearances and stepped closer, but when the figure slowly turned, the face looked exactly like Pennywise. The officer quickly ran out of the tunnel.
No! Go!
The last thing the camera captured was a single red balloon. Well, the film was based on reality, and now we know why. Now the neighborhood lives in fear. Mummy encounter. Two vloggers started filming a challenge in an abandoned tunnel, planning to spend 2 hours inside. The cameras captured only darkness and echoing footsteps at first, until one of them noticed someone walking slowly. They assumed it was a local inside. But as the person got closer, the camera light revealed something shocking.
What?
The entire body was wrapped in white strips, covering the head, arms, and face, just like a mummy. Panic set in, and the vloggers ran out, ending the challenge.
Go, go, go! Go now!
Even after reviewing the footage later, they couldn't explain who or what that silent, wrapped figure in the tunnel really was. White lady? Railway workers carrying out maintenance inside Clayton Tunnel in 2018 were casually filming the dark passage on Snapchat when something unusual appeared in the footage. At the time, no one noticed anything strange. But when the clip was later viewed online, an online user pointed out a pale figure standing inside the tunnel. The shape looked like a woman dressed in white, matching the description of "white lady," said to haunt the tunnel by locals. Maybe some stories around that railway tunnel were never just stories after all. Teleportation event? A photographer was filming an ancient cave deep in the forest, capturing its hidden corners, when something strange happened. Suddenly, a smoke appeared out of nowhere, and before he could understand, a tiny being walked away through it. He froze, puzzled, and unsure what he had just witnessed. It didn't take long for the realization to hit this was a case of teleportation. The cave had long been used as a base for outworld beings to travel into our world. Even now, the photographer keeps wondering, what if there are more of them, watching from places we'll never see? Nephilim giant? Images from quiet mountain villages near the Kandahar range started circulating, leaving everyone stunned. Taken at dawn, the photos showed a tall, long-haired figure stepping out of a cave onto a rocky ridge. Villagers first thought it was some cryptid, but the moment it stood upright, it looked almost human, just enormous. For generations, locals have told stories of Nephilim giants hiding in valleys and caves, and these photos seem to confirm those stories. For the villagers, this wasn't shocking, it was proof of what they always suspected. Cursed jinn. A team of paranormal investigators entered a remote cave long rumored to be cursed. Locals had whispered for years about strange sounds and unexplained happenings nearby. The moment the team went into the cave, the air turned cold. Then, out of nowhere, black smoke appeared.
Bro, I don't know what that is. Wait, what the is that? I'm scared right now.
Though there was no logical source for it, even their equipment picked up another presence, confirming something unseen was in the cave with them. For the investigators, it wasn't just a myth, this was a real jinn, proving the cave's terrifying reputation.
Bro, that looks like poison gas.
Yo,
Literally.
should we go?
Wait, it's a jinn. Bro,
it might be, it might
jins
be.
are black. That's a jinn. That's literally jinn smoke right there.
Eerie eyes? A curious teenager went camping and decided to explore a nearby cave for fun. As the torchlight swept across the walls, something caught his eye. A mysterious creature with huge eyes peeking through a hole in the rock. The video quickly went viral, leading to debate online. Some called it pareidolia, just the mind playing tricks, but many weren't so sure. Could it be an unknown underground species, hiding deep beneath the earth? Or perhaps an ancient being no one has seen before? People are still talking about it, and you can share your thoughts, too, in the comments. Satan's Cave. Hidden cult rituals are usually linked to dark forests and abandoned woods, but in Minneapolis, some explorers believe a group may have taken those rituals underground. During a revisit to the tunnels known as Satan's Cave beneath Minneapolis, a tourist entered a cave-like chamber and noticed something disturbing. Strange symbols covered the walls. Melted candles were hardened into the stone floor, and odd ritual objects lay scattered, as if gatherings had taken place there. Some markings resembled signs, often tied to secret cult activity. Soon it became clear this was not a random hideout, but a hidden temple carefully arranged for dark rituals. Faceless Watcher. A hiker shared a video after a trip where he stumbled upon an open cave that caught his curiosity. He decided to enter with his dog, but it didn't take long for things to get strange. The dog suddenly retreated, barking at nothing obvious. In the distance, a tall, faceless figure stood watching him, wearing a black robe.
Oh, come on.
Its lack of features was unsettling. The consistent appearance of such figures in caves across different regions is hard to ignore. Could this be one of the mysterious entities people claim exist in these caves? The hiker didn't stay to find out. Secret tunnels. In an abandoned building, a group of explorers stumbled upon a secret underground tunnel system. It wasn't just a simple passage, it led to multiple old theaters, hidden back rooms, and even a random hole in the wall that opened into another place. The theaters looked like they were used for secret performances or coded meetings, where messages were passed through plays and symbols. The back rooms seemed to be private halls, where people quietly discussed plans away from the public eye. Exploring there felt like stepping into a hidden world that had been kept secret for decades. Giant's Gate. A visitor at Giant's Causeway captured footage that left everyone talking. For a brief moment, a massive rock door opened, then quickly shut, as if some hidden mechanism was at work.
Look.
It looked like a gate fit for a giant, or maybe something far stranger. People online have been debating non-stop. Could it be a secret portal, a Nephilim doorway, or even an entrance left by extraterrestrials? Whatever it was, the sight made viewers question what's really hidden beneath those ancient stones. Hidden tunnel. A tourist was filming the mountains in 2024 when he zoomed in and noticed something strange. A truck was entering a hidden tunnel carved into the rocky slopes. Could this be a secret entrance to Area 51? The place is already famous for UFO sightings and reports of alien activity. Seeing a vehicle disappear into a hidden passage only raises more questions. This tunnel might be used by extraterrestrials. The footage doesn't give answers, but it makes you wonder what might be happening behind those guarded walls, something the world is clearly not meant to see. Underground screams. Workers were busy excavating a site, digging deep underground in search of ancient structures. Suddenly, strange voices started coming from behind a solid wall. They shone their torches toward it, but the space was empty. Then the voices grew louder, sounding like many people screaming and shouting together from beneath the ground. Terrified, the workers didn't stay to investigate and ran from the site immediately. It felt like they had disturbed the territory of ghostly entities who had been living there for decades, unwilling to let anyone intrude on their space. Gray Ghost. A man lost in the woods thought he could find his way through a haunted tunnel, but that turned out to be his worst decision. As he walked in, he sensed something at the far end. Curious, he called out, asking who was there. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a gray figure slowly peeked into the tunnel. It felt like the ghost was answering him, warning him not to go any closer. The man didn't stick around to test it. He ran back out, realizing some places are better left unexplored. Abandoned lab. A team of researchers exploring an abandoned underground lab in China stumbled upon a disturbing scene. The air raid shelter looked like it had once been a laboratory, filled with strange medicines, remains, and objects no one could explain. Water flowed through the corridors, forcing the team to wade carefully while filming. Pipes lined the walls, and the air had a heavy, strange smell. In one corner, they found a 5-pointed star and an old electrical switch, remnants of the lab's past. But what shook them most was a glass jar containing something in it. The team left shaken by what had been left behind. Cult discovery. A group of YouTubers decided to explore an abandoned mine in Nevada and ended up uncovering a horrifying secret. Arriving at the McCoy mine, they noticed a small entrance hidden between the hills. Inside, they spotted a reflection in the darkness and realized something was off. Moving further, they discovered a pile of shoes and remains stacked in a corner.
A pile of children's shoes, some bones inside to keep going.
Yeah, I'm not scared of horror movies anymore.
It seemed like a cult had performed a dark activity there. Shocked, one of them contacted the police, but they didn't seem very interested in the case. The mine held secrets too dark for casual visitors. Hidden doorway. Explorers recently made a strange discovery in the Dzungarian Alatau Mountains of Kazakhstan, a massive doorway carved into the cliffside. Curious to see it closer, they returned later in the year when the river had dropped, making the hike possible. This time, they got a better look at the enormous doorway, capturing more details of its size and structure. Not far from there, near the canyon badlands of the Grand Canyon, the team has also been finding similar large doors hidden in the cliffs. These discoveries are making them wonder, what could these massive doorways really be for? And who might have built them? Coffin Cave. In China, a man was flying his drone over the mysterious Anshun Cave. At first, everything looked normal, but when he zoomed in, something strange came into view. Hundreds of coffins were stacked along the cave walls, layer upon layer. The sight was both eerie and fascinating. Locals say the cave holds over 500 coffins, many around 1,800 years old, belonging to people with the surname Liu from 5 nearby villages. Over centuries, dampness has caused the wood to decay, adding to the haunting atmosphere. Even today, the cave keeps its secrets. Was this just an ancient burial site, or is there something more hidden inside? Secret alien activity. A video surfaced on social media from the highly restricted Area 51. At first, it looked like normal footage, but then a convoy of military trucks appeared. What they were carrying wasn't ordinary. Inside were several UFOs. Area 51 already has a reputation for alien activity, so this instantly raised questions. Were the forces transporting the UFOs to a secret location, or were they guiding them along a hidden path? The sight left viewers stunned, hinting at something happening between the otherworldly and the military that few will ever fully understand. Haunted tunnel. The Stanley Hotel in Colorado, the real-life inspiration behind The Shining, has a growing list of unexplained events and even disappearances. Curious to uncover the truth, a team of paranormal investigators entered the Stanley Hotel tunnel. As they moved deeper, strange noises echoed around them.
I want to see if I can hear it. Yeah. Listen. Holy.
Followed by creepy laughs that seemed to come from nowhere. Shaken, they wrapped up the investigation. They were lucky they made it out safely, but the place has a history of visitors who stayed longer than expected, maybe even forever, trapped in that dark tunnel as restless ghosts.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
Devil's Cave. In the desolate mountains of Mexico, there's a cave locals call the Devil's Cave. It's no ordinary cave. People who enter often don't come back, or if they do, they're never the same. At sunset, whispers of breathing drift from deep inside, and the air grows icy, almost as if time has stopped. Strange illnesses strike anyone nearby, and at night, screams echo through the tunnels, even though no one is inside. Some say the cave is a doorway to another world, claiming anyone who lingers too long becomes part of it. To this day, the fear around this cave never fades. Lost Girl. A group exploring the famous lava tunnel at Ape Cave experienced a moment that left them completely puzzled. In the cave, they found a young girl, completely terrified.
You speak no English?
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
She had no flashlight, no gear. How she ended up so far inside the cave was the major question for them, but they calmly told her to follow them and guided her back toward the entrance.
With us?
It's okay.
It's alright. This is the way back.
At first, people online assumed the clip was staged for views, but when the video went viral, viewers noticed a strange detail. Another video showing the same girl entering the cave with her German parents, who were later seen waiting near the entrance for her. It seemed as if something unseen had quietly led her there. Forgotten civilizations. A visitor captured video of 2 men digging inside a remote cave. As they cleared away layers of soil, strange statues began to appear, coated in thick mud. Zooming in, it became clear that dozens more were hidden deeper inside, some almost fully buried. Experts suggest these could be ritual statues used in ancient worship practices, left behind by civilizations long forgotten. The site was both fascinating and eerie, showing how remnants of old traditions can suddenly surface, bridging the present with a mysterious past. The cave seemed almost alive with history, quietly holding secrets that were never meant to be uncovered. Open discussion. Today's open discussion is about this clip from 2023. Ghost hunters entered a cave that had been closed for years, a place locals claimed belonged to a demon. As they moved deeper, their flashlights revealed a terrifying sight of a massive, hairy beast with a red face. For a moment, it stood still, watching them. The hunters froze, realizing this might be the demon villagers had been talking about for years. They didn't stay, and left the area immediately.